for the last 4 years, I spent my time day and night trying to build this school for my daughters and for my community. It's been crazy. I cannot tell you how many meetings I've had with parents, how many sleepless nights I've had figuring out details, the plans, and everything. I've manifested a building. We have a facility. Everything is in gear and going. But it's been hard and difficult at every stage in the moment. I just feel like quitting. I want to quit. I want to quit. I want to quit. But I just don't quit because there's a voice inside of me that tells me, like, this is my calling. This is what I have to do. This is what I am designed to do, and so on. But as I see the project becoming accomplished and being able to sustain itself now, we have 2 faculties, teachers, money going in and out. I realized that maybe this is not my calling. Maybe this is not what is meant to be. And so I drop it. I just quit. I just quit the project. Why? Because I realized that in the last 4 years, it's been hell to drive this project forward. Not because I cannot do it, not because I don't have the skills or because I cannot summon the right talent or anything. It's just because it's not my calling. It's because I don't truly believe that's the place I'm going to end in. That's the place I'm going to grow in. But I have really happy to see it grow. I am really happy for it to have come to life and exist in this plane because I know it's benefiting people and it's allowing other people who are ready to be part of it to bloom, blossom, and grow. For me, this has been an opportunity to think about what I'm supposed to do and what I think I'm supposed to do, and how the belief systems of the things and how we perceive ourselves and how others perceive ourselves are a really big part in distracting us from our true calling. I study alternative education. I've been in the vanguard of educational projects in Panama. I've participated in all these things ever since I was 16. So education has always been my calling. Like, this has to be part of who I am. This has to be what I think and I believe in. But the truth is that I became a dad, and I realized I didn't want to send my children to school because I wanted to spend more time with them, and I wanted to be with them at home every day so that they can learn from me and I can learn from them. It's not like I'm trying to ostracize them or anything like that. It's just that I feel like life is so much more than just going to school and coming back from school and so on, and we cannot adapt our rhythm of our life to that anymore because it's just not the way it's supposed to be, at least not for my family. So I quit this project now, and the biggest teaching that this led me is that sometimes we come up with ideas of who we need to become that are not rooted in our core belief, that are rather rooted in the beliefs that have been crafted by the people around us, that have been crafted by our ego, the trap of the ego. Like, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at education and at driving these kind of projects forward and everything. So I feel like a certain self boost of being able to accomplish this project and so on. But the truth is that I was becoming really unhappy. Why? Because every day it was painful for me to be there. Every obstacle, it was not an opportunity for me to grow. It was more like an opportunity for me to, like, jump out the window and say I want to fucking quit. But I kept being in there, and I kept going in there. I kept putting my energy in it, and so on and so on and so on and so on. The interesting thing is that the project was about to collapse. I had one last meeting with the parents and the people who are involved, and we figured out a strategy for it to move forward. And at that point, I communicated to everyone that I was going to quit the project. And as soon as I did that, the project shifted. It started moving again. It started moving forward. Because I had set the basis and the foundations for the project to work seamlessly, but it just needed something that was blocking the way, and I was blocking it because I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to see it grow and, like, have to overtake the responsibility of its growth and be rooted and attached to it. And now I see it for what it is. It's a precious creation that stands on its own and has its own people to take care of it, and it's beautiful. So we spend months, years, decades pretending that we are something else, thinking that we are ourselves. We embody this personality, these things, these traits, and we travel through life seeing that we have success, seeing that we have gathering accomplishments and so on, but we're not feeding our soul. It's not feeding our soul. Why is that? Well, it's because in the core beliefs of our system and where we're supposed to be, we're not listening to our true calling. we're not listening or paying attention to the things that we actually are supposed to be doing. Instead, we are fulfilling a purpose that we might be good at, fulfilling a purpose that we might be capable of doing, but it's not in alignment with our soul. It's not in alignment with our true calling. And this is the perfect recipe for self defeat, for burnout, and for self destruction. Because you know what? I started doing other things in which I'm not receiving any direct benefit just yet, or, or anything like that. And I am a lot happier. I'm not receiving. I'm doing other things where I'm not receiving like a direct benefit, but I'm a lot happier because I've entered the truth, the true calling behind my actions. And to identify it is very easy. And I wish I had known this before, but every lesson comes to one person or to their soul when they're ready. I was able to identify that in order to do something in the future, in the long run, forever, this thing that I'm doing has to be giving me back joy, fulfillment, satisfaction. It has to instantly make me feel better when I'm doing it, even if I'm not receiving what I'm expecting to receive. And that allows you to give and give and give and give and give into this thing undividedly with passion and purpose. Because as soon as you're giving, it's giving you back. It's like respiration. You're breathing in, you're exhaling, and it comes back in. It's almost an automatic process. It's not like you're breathing out and waiting for something to occur before you're tired and so on and worn out and stress and everything to come back to you, and then you can celebrate because you say like, oh, that paid off, even though it was painful, even though it was hard, even though it was, whatever. No, it's not supposed to be that way. The things that we do that align with our purpose and with our soul, they give back to us right away. They feed the energy that allows that engine to keep moving forward with our purpose and our intention. And that's some of the things I like to talk about weekly inside of our group. That's something that we try to help other people figure out inside of our group, to be able to align their skills, their abilities, who they are, their passions, with what they really want to do. Because through that path, it doesn't matter if you make money or if you do X or Y or Z. It's all going to come together into something that is fulfilling to you and that it keeps you sustained and moving forward. Many of us like to jump from one thing to another, to another, to another, and experimenting and experimenting and experimenting and experimenting, trying new things, trying different things, and you're like, where do I stop? Where do I pick that thing that I'm good at and I go all the way in? Man, I've had friends throughout my life that they've only been doing one thing ever since they're young, like playing guitar or painting or something like that. And I admire them because they were able to find their true calling right away and so on. But that's not everyone. And that's probably not most of people in this day and age, where we've been bombarded with stimuli and with different things and with confusing ideas that don't allow us to really explore that makes us happy, even if we're not good at it. That makes us fulfilled, even if we're not the best. And that's the beauty of this time and age. Today, you can be an average surfer, but if you want to make a living out of it, you can do it. Today, you don't have to be the best of the best on anything to be able to do it. You just have to find a way to take that to take what you know and put it in a way that benefits and helps other people, that helps someone specific that you resonate with, that helps someone that you can tune in your frequency with. And that person is basically your avatar, the person who's out there listening to this message or listening to you and resonating with who you are in a deeper level than the consciousness. So, how do we stop being generalistic? How do we stop jumping from one thing to the next and to the next and to the next and to the next? Well, you gotta find something that when you're doing it, even if it's difficult, it starts feeding your soul right away. Doesn't matter how. Even if it's difficult, it starts feeding your soul right away. Hell, like I love doing this. I love doing YouTube videos, even though this is like my 10th video. I hope that when I'm on video 100th, I can refer back to this moment and say like, see, bitches, I love doing videos. Yes, it's fun, it's beautiful, communicating with you, talking to the people who are going to see this message at some point. It fills my soul, even though I don't care if it brings me new customers or not. But if it does, amazing. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everything that was able to allow me to take the courage to do this without knowing what's going to come, without expecting something truly in return. That's the key of everything, and that's the key of maintaining yourself happy. Doing things without the expectation of a immediate or necessary result, but allowing it to fulfill you and make you feel satisfied, satisfy your soul, soothe that curiosity through it. And then all you have to go is go deeper and deeper and deeper into that thing. You don't have to have everything figured out. All you have to have figured out is that intention, the intention of connecting with your soul, with your trip, and understanding how it aligns, or whether if it aligns or it doesn't align with your core belief. Because if it doesn't align with your core beliefs, it doesn't matter if you're the best astronaut, but you don't really want to be an astronaut. It doesn't matter if you're the best lawyer, but you don't really want to be a lawyer. At the end of the day, you're lying to yourself and you're living the life of your ego instead of living your life of your higher self. And that's the difference between living a fulfilling life and living a life trying to fulfill others. Thank you.